Hello, fellas, how are you all doing? So, yes, you have guessed it, this look is on. I can't keep my hands to myself. Selena Gomez's new video, she's looking pretty damn hot in it, and yeah, I can't keep my hands to myself because I just want to pet my dogs. Lame life. Alright, bust out your best dance moves and let us start with this makeup look. To start off, I'm just going to spritz my face with the Fabindia, what is this, lemongrass facial spray, and it makes me want to eat Thai food. Weird. Okay, I'm totally spazzed today. So next step is going to be my Vitamin E night cream, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques expert face brush to apply that on my face. Now you must be wondering, what is the need to apply moisturizer with a brush? But I will tell you. Sometimes it really helps to push the product into the skin and kind of really blend it and make it look nice and glowy, because what happens when you use your fingers at times is most of the product gets absorbed by your fingers. So I used a little bit extra and put it on my cheeks because my cheeks are particularly dry these days. Using my Makeup Forever HD foundation, and I'm just gonna mix it in with one pump of this Glam bronze liquid bronzer by L'Oreal, and I'm going to start applying it on my cheeks. So I apply a very thin layer with my finger, and then I use the same expert face brush by Real Techniques, and I start to blend and buff. Gonna take a little dib of it. Did I just say dib? What does that even mean? I'm gonna take a little dab of it on my Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I'm gonna start pushing a little bit of that on to my skin so that I get a little bit of extra coverage. Time for some concealer. I'm using Select Cover Up Concealer in NC42 and NC35. So NC35 I use on the areas that I want to highlight and I want to brighten up, like under my eyes, and NC42 I use on my blemishes and spots. So I apply it and I let it sit there for a while and let it kind of get a little tacky and adhere to my skin well, and then I use a domed shape eyeshadow brush, or you can use a blending brush, or you can use just your lovely fingers and push the product in. What you want to do when you're blending your concealer is you want to make sure that you take very less of it and layer it well. You don't want it to clog up on your blemish, on top of your blemish, and look too visible. So make sure that you take your time and you take very little product and make sure that you really push the product in and make it stick to your skin and make it look like it's a part of your skin and not sitting right on top of it. Then I took some of that NC35 concealer and then I added it under my eyes to highlight. And I'm going actually pretty close to the lash line as well because it's, I've got some darkness very close to the eye. Using some translucent powder by The Body Shop, and I'm going to use my sponge to apply that. Very less of it. You just want to take away that extra glossiness from the skin, but you don't want to kind of kill the glow completely. Just mattify your skin nicely so that all the work that you have done to correct and conceal, it just stays well in place. Brush the brows once before doing them, and then I'm going to use a pencil today. This is something that I never ever used to do my eyebrows, but I thought, why not? I use it on my clients, so I should try and use it on myself at times. So I'm using this Kryolan eye pencil. It's really nice because it is not waxy, and I don't like eyebrow pencils to be waxy because then they kind of tend to cling at one spot and then don't really blend very well. So as you guys know, if you guys have been watching me, that my eyebrows are kind of weird. They're bushy, but then they have these weird sparse areas right at the end and then a little bit in the beginning of my brow. So I just took that pencil and I sketched it in, filled in the gaps, and then definitely always use a spoolie, a clean mascara brush, or a clear brow set, and comb the product really well through your eyebrow hair so that it looks nice and blended. And there you go. I always just look at one brow when it's done and I compare it to the other one, and I'm just like, wow, eyebrows can really change a face. Or is it only me who thinks so? No, right? You guys think so as well. Yep, so precisely, I'm doing the same damn thing on the other side, and then I'm going to use my brush, the concealer brush with no product on it, whatever product was there already, just use that to kind of soften it out and make sure that it's not looking as if there's too much product on top of that. Then I used a little bit of Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Set and just set them in place. Using some color tattoo in bold gold, and then I use that as a base, and I'm going to use this bone shade eyeshadow. It's a completely matte creamy eyeshadow in the Carli Bybel palette, and I just set that color tattoo in place. Starting with eyes now, I'm going to use this deep black eyeshadow in the Morphe brushes 35D palette, I think it's called. And what I like to do is when I start to place my eyeshadow, if you'll notice, I keep my eyes open because it gives me a better idea of where to exactly place the product. If I look down and if I close my eyes, then I don't really know where I'm placing the product. So in the beginning, I keep my eyes open, I kind of place the shape, and then I can just close my eye and go ahead and deepen it up. And then of course you can use your little finger to kind of tweak the shape a little bit if it's kind of falling down a little bit, or howsoever you want to tweak it. Then I'm using this Catrice eyeshadow. It is so beautiful. It is jet black, super creamy, but it tends to fall down on the face, so I'm using a tissue to prevent that. And it has a beautiful blue glitter running through it. So what I noticed in the video is that Selena Gomez's eyes look so glossy and lovely, and they have a lot of deeper tones running through it. Like she had a little bit of blue happening, then she had some gray tones as well, then she had a little green as well. So to get that gray, I'm using that color that I just showed from the Morphe brushes palette, and I'm going to use it on my inner corner, and I'm also going to use that on a fluffy brush and blend it in my crease. I'm using this pigment by MAC. I think it's called Moonlight's Dream. It is beautiful. It's mostly a black pigment, but it has some dark teal green running through it, and it's beautiful. Then just apply that with a wet brush, because why you wet your brush is basically so that the pigment kind of sticks to your skin and it also becomes really shimmery and glossy. So just use some gray eyeshadow again and then blended that pigment in my crease. I'm going to use a cream color, a pale yellow pencil by Kryolan, and I'm going to line my lower waterline with that. This is going to make your eyes look bigger, and it looks balanced, I feel, because there's so much black happening that just a little hint of that white inside the eye can really brighten things up. Then I'm just pushing some dark eyeshadow on my lower lash line so that it looks nice and defined, curling my eyelashes, and just doing a very, very, very light coat of mascara. Just used my Colossal mascara. I'm using these Artmatic lashes. Now, if you will see, I first like to place them on my eye and see if I need to trim them, and then I do like this little jiggly dance with my eyelash in my hand so that it becomes flexible and the band kind of softens and fits right on my eye. And then I just drop them as close as I can, as close as I can get to my lash line, and then I drop them using a pair of tweezers. If you're new to this, do not use tweezers in the beginning. You can hurt yourself very badly. I have done this for years, so I know how to do this, but please do not. And even if you're using it on a client, just use your fingers in the beginning and practice the tweezers on yourself first and then use it on somebody else. It can be very fatal, so be very, very careful. And lashes are on. The moment you add lashes, the glam kind of just it just comes right out. And eyes are done. I did the other eye off camera. Then what I wanted to do is that what I noticed in the video is that she had very, very, very glossy lids. It was probably because the eyeshadow that they had used had that texture, or maybe the makeup artist was just touching it up with some gloss. So what I did is I just wet my brush, drenched it almost with that facial spray, and these facial sprays normally have glycerin, so it kind of adds a lot of glisten and shimmer to your eyes. So I just patted some of that on using the brush. Doing some mascara on my lower lash line, and I'm gonna start highlighting my face now. I'm using those two eyeshadows from the Carli Bybel palette, and I'm gonna hit my what am I doing? Under the brow highlight now, just very lightly. I don't want it to be too intense. Then I'm using some Hoola bronzer by Benefit, howsoever you want to pronounce it, and then I'm gonna just sculpt and shape my face very lightly. I don't really want that intense contour going on. She had just nice warm blush running through her cheeks, like a very soft blended out contour, and she anyway has such a heart-shaped cute little face, so I feel on her face she's got a very Barbie doll kind of face. It looks really cute, and this look is pretty sexy for her actually. I have to agree, she has stepped out of her comfort zone. Then I'm using those two eyeshadows from the palette again, and I'm using it to highlight my face. So I do the tip of my nose, and the tops of my cheekbones, and then on the oh god, learn to talk, Among. Learn to talk. It's not too tough. Then just to highlight my lips, I kind of run the brush all around my lip because she had a super highlighted lip going on. Like she had highlighter running almost around her entire lip line, and then even I dabbed a little bit on the center of my lower lip. Then I'm using some Viva Glam 5 lipstick by MAC, and I am using my finger to just push it onto the skin. I don't want the color to really show through, but I still want them to have that nice creamy appeal. Then I'm using a lip brush. Now I'm using a lip brush with some deeper brown. You can use any deeper brown pencil or a lipstick, and literally when I say very little, I just outlined my lips so that it has a little bit of dimension. The gloss on my eyes was still not sufficient according to me, so I went ahead and put some Vaseline to make it really, really glossy. But I would say do not do it. Do not. It just messes up your entire eye look. And then I added this fringe to get the look going on. Oh my god, I look so weird, but you get the gist. So this is basically the hands to myself, can't keep my hands to myself, Selena Gomez inspired makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much. Please subscribe for more fun stuff. It's free, and I'm gonna pop up in your subscription box every now and then to show you more fun beauty stuff. So thanks a lot, and oh, happy new year guys. It's 2016. Yay. Yeah. Okay, signing off. Bye.